Classroom Management Perspective of Teachers. Abstract. The aim of this study is to evaluate the views of teachers about classroom management in terms of some variables. These variables are defined as motivation, time, communication, and management of special students' behaviors. This study is a case study conducted in accordance with the qualitative approach. The study group was 50 teachers from different regions of Turkey. Data collection tool was a semi-structured interview form consisted of 9 open-ended questions developed by the researchers. The data were collected by the interviews through face-to-face and/or the internet. These interviews lasted about 20 to 25 minutes. Data were analyzed by using content analysis technique. According to the results of the analysis, it can be said that the teachers know the motivational behaviors in learning environments, take precautions against time traps to use time effectively, care about communication, and are aware of how the behavior of special students should be managed in the classroom. Keywords: classroom management, motivation, time management, communication, management of special students' behaviors. Discussion and conclusion. Considering that motivation positively affects success. Kaya, 2001. Its importance in classroom management becomes apparent. A student who is not properly motivated may show some undesirable behavior and his success falls. Baitan Sever Bayraktar, 2015. A non-motivated student cannot establish any relationship with her behavior and environment. For this reason, a non-motivated student cannot be expected to fulfill her requirements. Boychan Sarazin, 2007. Problems are encountered in classroom management due to lack of interest and motivation towards the students in the classroom. In order to avoid problems caused by lack of motivation in classroom management, it is necessary for teachers to take into account the lesson related to real-life planning. Lessons considering the interests and needs of the students. Informing the target, making group work, using visual materials, and rewarding. Don Mezusta and Turan Guntepe, 2017. Besides some of the strategies that can be used to motivate students in the classroom environment are to make the lesson interesting, to wake up students, to use rewards, to establish eye contact. Atherley, 2004. Acton. Erdem, 2012. According to the findings of motivation, teachers stated that establishing eye contact, providing physical equipment, controlling assignments, informing the target, and rewarding are necessary. These findings are compatible with the literature. In this case, it is possible to arrive at the conclusion that the teachers have to do what they need to do to ensure classroom management about the problems caused by lack of motivation and use them by shaping them according to the characteristics of their own students. Studies in the field of education show that academic motivation is the main determinant of academic performance and achievement. Green, Nelson, Martin and Marsh, 2006. Linen, Brink and Pintrick, 2002. A student with a high academic motivation will actively participate in the course, make effort, focus on the goal, and perform important learning tasks. Hidi and Harakevich, 2000. Linen, Brinken. Pintrick, 2002. It is in line with the literature that teachers who participated in the study stated that self-confidence was increased. The permanence of the learning was improved. The participation in the lectures was increased and focusing on the target was facilitated by the students having high motivation. In this case, it can be concluded that the teachers involved in this study are aware of the relationship between high motivation and learning. However, it is noteworthy that the teachers did not say that students who had high motivation were sometimes worried about their feelings and that influenced their learning in success. Yildirim, 2011. There are many reasons that disrupt the motivation of students in learning environments. These reasons may be of spiritual, sociological, or organic origin. These include environmental and noise pollution, health problems, bad friends, economic and family reasons. Catipolute 2012. Student motivation is influenced by teacher roles, classroom climate, organization of the class, and interaction order in the classroom. Lumsden, 1999. In that case, high motivation is inevitable when students are respected, encouraged, and homework is meaningful. In this context, it is in line with the literature that the teachers participating in the study stated the teachers did not relate the given information to daily life. The teachers were reluctant and established negative sentences. The students were found to be in undesirable behaviors. The answers to the questions were wrong and their friends were ridiculed, in decreasing the self-confidence. In this case, it can be said that the teachers who participated in the study know the behaviors that disturb the motivation. In addition, teachers had stated that students had the motivation to have technological tools such as tablets, smartphones, and laptops. This may be due to the active use of social networks and games. Turin Guntepe and Don Mes used to 20178b. In this content, it is recommended to raise awareness in this subject, since it is sufficient that the games and social networks are limited. All of the teachers who responded to the question about managing time effectively in the study stated that they should come to the school in a planned manner. According to literature, effective use of time in class is the most important occupational and proficiency indicator of the teacher. Sussman and Turin, 2004. With effective time management, students are directed to regular, balanced work. Teachers set in example for students in terms of time management. In order to be able to use time efficiently in the lesson, the teacher must finish the work which has started well with good planning time. Lividi Ali, 2004. In addition, the teachers who participate of this study think that teachers should consider the creation of the class rules, the lack of unnecessary detail, motivation, attention, and regular homework control. This situation is in parallel with the literature. Predesignation of rules to be applied to the class will enable both the reduction of unwanted behavior and the appropriate use of time. Erdem, 2001. Teachers think that motivation should be provided to use time effectively because of that the students are engaged in learning activities and that they are actively engaged in learning activities. Ekachi, 2002. This can contribute positively to learning. It is noteworthy that teachers did not talk about time management approaches to managing time effectively. This is thought to be due to the fact that the teachers are based on the behaviors that include time approaches but do not know which behavior is intended for which approach. In addition, teachers responding to this question should have experience ranging from 8 months to 25 years. Table 1. Supporting the fact that the new graduate teachers in the sample do not mention their time management approach. According to the findings obtained related to time trap activities such as school trips, conferences, and ceremonies are considered to negatively affect time management, suggesting that teachers are taking precautions in time traps in order to conduct additional courses after these activities or to process faster lessons. Also, these teachers are trying to cope with disruptions by showing behavior such as taking a break, warning, making jokes, classroom setting, making agreements, notifying the guidance service, changing the setting, and notifying the family when they encounter classroom and classroom disturbances that affect the use of time. This state can be explained by the way the teachers shape their behavior to the students according to their characteristics and the importance of the disruption. Furthermore, teachers are thought to have contributed positively to time management with these behaviors. This opinion shows, with agreed precautions should be taken by determining the time traps in learning environments in the literature. Guklut 2001. Gerbuz and Aiden 2012. According to the findings obtained related to communication, teachers' awareness of the importance of communicating with the family over the difficulties of communicating with the students. It is thought that teachers' awareness is good for learning environments. All of the teachers stated that eye contact related to communication is important. Table 9. Also, almost all of the teachers said important learning the names and addressing them with their names. According to Jones and Jones, 1998. Teachers who are the designers of the learning environments should pay attention to the current situation, to take responsibility for expressions using personal pronouns, direct conversation with the student, gentle conversation, eye communication, and awareness of nonverbal communication in developing the relationship with the students. In this respect, it is in line with the literature that teachers establish eye contact with communication difficulties encountered in the class, find common denominators by learning their names and personal information, behave according to their self-efficacy characteristics, inform the target, communicate with the family, and send them to the guidance service. On the other hand, the fact that parents do not communicate with their teachers about the success of their children can push them to fail in academic life. Kaufman, Bradby and Owings, 1992. Students gain social norms and values first in the family. Celep 2008. Some teachers state that important of communicating with the family and sending to guidance services in this study. This situation is thought to be important for awareness. Besides, it is stated that teachers use guidance service more frequently in such subjects as school failure and vocational guidance in the literature. Masechi, Ozjan and Bosnamir, 2007. As a result of this study, teachers stated placing the student to the front, working on students' interests, having fun activities, and trying to attract their interests for special students. Considering students have different individual characteristics in learning environments, it may be true of the teacher implementation. For special students, some students need special education either physically and mentally, or from inherited characteristics such as language which affect class performance. Emmer, Evertson, Clements, and Worsham, 1997. It is defined as the learning difficulty that students have in acquiring and using the skills of reading, writing, arithmetic, listening, speaking, and reasoning. Yevuzar, 2003. Teachers with learning difficulties in their classrooms need to be careful to teach according to the level of the students, to clearly place in the directives, and to place them in the classroom. Ozoy, Ozyurekanary Peck, 1998. In this respect, when a student known to be special to their class participates, the teachers should primarily place them front seats, should make them work for their interests, to have fun activities, and try to attract their attention. In addition, it can be said that the teachers behave correctly when they think that the students with learning disabilities need more help from other students to learn to summarize their attention and get a clue. Celep 2008. Students with low achievement need to be seated where they can get help to improve communication with teachers and friends. Celep 2008. In this respect, it is important for teachers to seat such students to the front in order to increase the communication of the learners as well as to increase their academic success. According to teachers, it is important to make teaching and activities appropriate to the students' levels, to create a suitable environment and to make students accept each other. It is also important to provide a suitable environment for the level of students, where they can be provided help or are directed to the Science Arts Center to be provided for further assistance. Learning can be easier in the learning environment of teachers who consider these situations. When looking at the data obtained from the study, the teachers are in different branches and their experience shows little change in relation to the classroom management, time, motivation, and management of special students in class. For example, science and similar branch teachers prefer to have different activities such as experimentation to motivate. In this case, it is possible that teachers may be able to take precautions in order to guide students to take lessons according to the characteristics of their branches and avoiding unwanted student behavior in class. In fact, it can be said that teachers generally know what to do in learning environments related to classroom management. What is important here is that teachers should do what they need to do at the right time and in appropriate behavior. Experiences guiding teachers in this regard. It is thought that this study contributed to the literature at this point. In this context, it is proposed to study the ways of observing how teachers behave in learning environments in providing classroom management.